Hey guys, welcome back to The Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel today for the video. And guys, today I'm going to share with you a summertime trick for fishing the little 1/4 ounce rattle trap. This is like the old school blueback silver side rattle trap. And I had something happen about probably 15 years ago. I was fishing with a friend of mine that he just whacks me on the back of the boat out of this bait. And I'm going to explain to you guys the situation that this little 1/4 ounce rattle trap will pretty much outfish about any lure in your box during the summertime of the year if you have the right conditions. So we'll get into that in today's episode here. Also guys, I will put this little 1/4 ounce rattle trap, I'll put it in my tackle warehouse link. If you guys would like to order a few of them, you can use my link there. It's a good way to support the channel, and you can try out the technique we're going to talk about. And two quick reminders, guys. Solar Bat has got their big 250th anniversary of our country celebration going on. 50% off, guys, on my signature series RB2 and RB3 glasses from Solar Bat. Half price. I can't believe that. So I'll put the Solar Bat link in the description of this video. And also, guys, if you use my promo code RandyB, you get free shipping and handling. And one quick thing, guys, one final thing here. We do have my new Randy's Clearwater Green Pumpkin in my new Power Finesse jig from Cumberland Pro Lures. I designed this skirt color for Clearwater situations. If you have water visibility over 3 or 4 foot, this little silicone green pumpkin hand-tied skirt, the only hand-tied silicone skirt I'm aware of on the market, definitely gets you a lot of bites. So I'll put the Cumberland Pro Lures website in the description. You can order through there. You can only get them through that Cumberland site since this is a limited run on this color. So you might want to pick up a few of those, and I appreciate that. Okay guys, little 1/4 ounce rattle trap. This is like probably one of the cheapest made baits that you can buy. You can get them anywhere. You can buy them at Walmart. You can get them anywhere. They're a staple. They're one of the most common lures in America today. Every store's got them. Old chrome blueback rattle trap, but the one we're talking about today is specifically the 1/4 ounce size. Most people use the 1/2 ounce, but this technique that I'm going to talk about is the 1/4 ounce. Okay, now let me tell you a little bit about how I got on this. I was fishing with a buddy of mine about 15 years ago down at Grand Lake. I think it was July. It was like mid part of July. Water was starting to fall down. It was a little bit low, super hot. Fishing was tough. And I like to fish a crankbait that time of year down at Grand Lake, but the crankbaits I fish are normally like a medium running crankbait, or, you know, like a square bill crankbait, something like that, fishing shallow rocks and wood. To me, this little chrome blueback 1/4 ounce rattle trap, this is a white bass lure they use for schooling white bass. And that's what he was, threw it for, because, the white bass are schooling some, and he wanted to catch some whites on there. But anyway, we got up on this shallow rocky bank, and I was throwing the square bill on the medium diving crankbait. He started throwing this little bitty 1/4 ounce rattle trap in shallow water. I'm talking about this water was less than 3 foot deep. And guys, he freaking whacks my butt out of the back of the boat. He probably caught, 12 or 15 keepers that day. And it got me using the little 1/4 ounce rattle trap in the summertime of the year. So today I want to talk about the specific situation that this little 1/4 ounce one works and how I like to fish it. Okay, first of all, fishing is tough in the summertime of the year. And one of the reasons this little bait works so good, it's a small bait and it's about the same size as a lot of the threadfin shad. And in the summertime of the year, you'll find that you get more bites if you downsize. Like, I use smaller crankbaits in the summertime. I'll use smaller buzz baits. I'll downsize. I'll make my jigs shorter, more compact. I'll flip like a 4-inch, ringworm or something like that. I like to downsize in the summertime, so it makes sense. But the situations that I have caught them on the best is, number one, you got to have some stained water. You need to have water visibility less than 2 foot. Ideally, I like about 1 foot of visibility is perfect for it. And then you have got to have, in addition to that, you've got to have a mix of shallow rock and wood. Now, I'm not saying this wouldn't work around grass, but specifically the way that I have caught them is around shallow rock and wood in hot water on flat banks where fishing is just tough. So my favorite type of area is some type of a flatter rocky bank, not like a channel bank or not like a riprap bank, but a flat shallow bank where, say for example, your boat is in 4 or 5 foot of water and you're casting to the bank. It's that shallow. This is when it really excels. especially if you've got some wind on that bank and you've got some, you know, it's churned up a little bit from the wind hitting the bank. I think a lot of times those fish will get real shallow in that dirtier off-colored water, especially if it's rolled up a little bit, and they're just hunting shad and whatever they can catch there. But it will definitely get you some good fish. And it's not just, even though it's a little bait, it still catches good ones. Now, how I like to fish it is I put it on a little bit heavier line. I'll put it on like 17 to 20 pound test Seagarn Vizex, because I'm not after this bait to go shallow. I'm fishing this bait in less than 3 foot of water, usually just a medium action bait cast rod. I'll throw it out there, and I want to be hitting the bottom a little bit. So I'll throw it out there and I'll keep my rod tip high and it's real shallow, and then I'll bring it down to where I'm occasionally clipping a rock with it. Now, a lot of times with a rattle trap or something like that, you're above the water column. But for this type of fishing, I like to occasionally be, you know, hitting that bottom. I want this bait to be as close to the bottom as I can without getting it hung up. Same thing if you come around some shallow objects, guys. If you come around a boat dock or a lay down tree, throw this thing as close as you can to the edge of the boat dock or to the lay down tree, almost like you'd fish a spinnerbait or a chatterbait. One of the ways that I have also caught them in the summertime of the year is I flip and pitch this thing around boat docks. So let's say, for example, I come up to dock, I'll pitch it underhanded on the front and the sides, and then I'll pitch it into the boat, like the boat slips, and reel it just under that star foam. And if you've got stained water, guys, they'll come out and hammer this little 1/4 ounce rattle trap. And it's another thing, it's you know, a lot of people when they see lay down trees or logs in the water, they don't throw a lipless crankbait around them. They're throwing a spinnerbait or flipping something in there, or a squirrel crankbait. But this is surprisingly weedless. It's like you can crawl this little rattle trap over those limbs and it doesn't get hung up too bad at all. It's just a presentation they don't see much. So anyway, guys, I'll put them in my Tackle Warehouse link. This is the color that works best for me, is the blue back chrome side. I've also caught them on some different shad patterns, but they bite this chrome really good in the summertime of the year. So hope it helps you guys get some good ones.